some people to hop on here. And I am trying to find the live chat on my computer as well. I'm doing this on my phone, so everybody let me know if you can hear me. I'm going to turn that off. All right. This is going to be a little interesting. I always have a little bit of trouble seeing just the chat on my phone, so I like to have it going on the computer here so that I can read. So if everyone can just give me a minute to get set up here and see if this is even going to work like this. Let's see. Yeah, I was able to see it last time, but I'm not really able to find where the live chat is on the computer right now. So we're just gonna have to go with it. I'm gonna try to keep up with what I see. It's a lot easier to scroll through it on the computer, but my I haven't figured out the mic on my new computer, and my Chromebook just wasn't staying connected to the internet when I was using it before, so I don't want us to get interrupted consistently. Hopefully this will it'll go however it's meant to go. I wanted to do a live with you guys for the 9/9 energy because it is so incredibly massive this this time around. We have not only those of you who caught the 9/9 portal video that we just did the live premiere of, welcome back, and welcome to everyone who's going to be watching this on the replay and who is watching this live right now. You know that I mentioned that Mercury was going retrograde on the 9/9 portal. What I failed to mention is that we also have the full moon in Pisces on the 9/9 portal. So this is three big energies combined for just like a massive influx of energy is what I'm feeling. Oh yeah, angel energy, you never heard of the 9/9 portal. Yeah, we do all the portals. Hello, Heather, and hello everyone. I don't know if there's a way for me to see. Let me see what happens if I hit the live chat. Okay, now I can see everyone's messages scrolling through here. I probably will miss some messages doing it this way on my phone, but just know that I love and appreciate every single one of you, even if I do miss your message. And I'm just so happy that you're here. Oh, I have to hit that every time? Oh, weird. Weird. So apparently that won't just stay up. It's technology. I'm not the greatest with technology, but we're going with it, and we're seeing what happens. But this energy, you guys, is so massive, and I want to I don't think apologize is a word, but I want to let you guys know that I would love to be going live with you more often right now. There's so much happening, and there's so much content that I want to get out for you guys that I can't always do a live stream because I really want to get those videos done. And it's a different energy with the live stream and with the videos. So yeah, I've had to focus on some of that, and I still have the Mercury retrograde video. I still have that relationship pick-a-pile that I want to do because this energy on and around the 9/9 portal and through September, relationships are a major focus and a major energy that we are working with. So I want to be able to give those as much focus as they deserve, because I think a lot of people are working through relationship issues right now. And this isn't just necessarily intimate partnership, romantic partnership, although that's a huge part of this energy, I feel. It's any type of relationships, our relationship to ourselves, our relationship to our friends and our coworkers and our family, all of those relationships. And yeah, we're letting go of a lot of those old toxic relationships, right? We're really liberating ourselves from those energies and those cycles. There's a lot of karmic closure going on with that. There's just so much happening. And so that video is going to focus more on that, and we'll see what comes through today. We're just going to check in with these energies. I'm feeling with that full moon in Pisces that we're having on the 9/9 portal also. And yes, that is 2 stelliums in a chart. That's definitely a big energy, angel energy. I don't want to say whether something is rare or, because there's billions of people in the world, right? And I've only seen a certain number of charts. But stelliums don't occur. It's more rare than not rare, I guess, is what I would say. It's definitely a huge focus of energy when you have those planets and those stelliums like that. It's definitely a big deal. We'll put it that way. But yeah, with this, that full moon in Pisces energy, especially adding to this 9/9 portal, it's really opening up this extra boost of energy and this major psychic activation. We've got Uranus very active during the 9/9 portal and this full moon. We have, of course, like we said, Mercury turning retrograde. So there's a lot of mental reprogramming going on. And we talked about that in the Virgo season video, I believe. The energy of self-talk and the energy of the mind and everything that we're working through with those energies of the mind. So if you guys haven't seen the Virgo season video, definitely check it out. So there's a lot of that energy, a lot of higher inspiration, a lot of opening up on a soul level, and really just receiving those downloads very profoundly. So a huge shift in energy, huge psychic opening. I feel a lot of people whose psychic gifts have been developing or maybe haven't been developing so much, but you know and you feel intuitively that they're meant to and they're going to. I feel that energy really beginning to open up and take root for a lot of people during this 9/9 portal full moon in Pisces, Mercury retrograde. I was about to say the Mercury retrograde video is out, so check it out, but it's not out yet. It will be. However, every time we do one of these videos, the new moon in Virgo video, this video, the 9/9 portal, the Virgo season, we're tapping into the same energy because it's all happening in the same time frame. These are just different pieces of the puzzle that are coming together to really activate us. So any of those videos, when you watch them, you're really watching energy about the other as well. So keep that in mind. And I'm going to pull some cards today, of course. I lost my wrist brace, and my wrist is really acting up today. So I'm probably going to pull a little bit differently than I typically do. But we know the messages will come that need to come. And so the first deck we're going to be working with today is the Queen of the Moon Oracle. I'm feeling this with that full moon in Pisces energy. Clear. I'm definitely feeling this deck, and I'm going to check in on the live chat to see if I missed anything. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you all incredibly. I'm so glad that you're here with me today and every day. I carry you all in my heart every single day. For those of you who asked, the little one is doing great. We're all doing wonderful. It's a roller coaster of emotion. It's definitely an experience unlike no other. So I appreciate all of your love and support. Moving through this process is definitely interesting. Experiencing the postpartum period during all of these high voltage ascension energies. I'll say that's all I'll say about that. I'm sure you guys can fill in the blanks there. It's up and down and all around, but we're all hanging in. We're all going through our different initiations right now, our different rebirths and transformations, and that's really what this energy is all about. It really is the 9/9, and I talked about this in the 9/9 video. This energy is very much an energy of closures, of completions of cycles, and then new beginnings. So we're feeling that very, very heavily. And it's really making itself apparent, as we said, through relationships, especially right now. And our relationship, I mentioned our relationship with self and with others, but I forgot to mention our relationship with spirit. And that's a really important relationship to be aware of as well. Is that relationship with spirit, because that's going through a rebirth as well. And when we can really reconnect in with that, hello Rosa, welcome. When we can reconnect in with that aspect, everything else comes into place. And so what are some, and this is some Virgo season tips as well. Hello, great to see you again, Deanna. And I think we talked about this in the Virgo season video. It's really advisable and helpful. I'm just closing my laptop because that's not working the way I had hoped it would anyway. It's really advisable and helpful to start setting some routines for ourselves. And so what is a spiritual routine that you can set up? I know for me personally, I just started getting back into hape or rape. People call it by different names. But it's tobacco with other herbs and different things added to it. And you essentially have a pipe where you blow it into your nostril. And it's really opening for the crown and the third eye, the heart, all of these different ones that actually address other chakras as well. But it's a really beautiful, very grounding spiritual ritual that I've started doing again over the past few days, because I've had insomnia like you guys wouldn't believe, and just so much stress and anxiety and frustration and all of these energies that are wanting to purge and release. And so that's a really great way to clear, that I've found, to ground and clear my energy at the end of the day. Movement has been coming up for me a lot too. Spirit has told me to really get moving, get my body moving. So I'm sharing this with you guys because this may be helpful for some of you as well. That is a great way to move energy, is to move the physical body. And so moving our bodies, dance, yoga, even walking, exercise, whatever we can do is going to be really helpful, I think, not just for me, but for everybody right now. All right. So yeah, what are the first two cards? We have Nourishment coming out and Fruition. And so first off, this is a reminder for each and every single one of us that when we nourish our mind, body, and spirit, and through this process of nourishing our mind, body, and spirit, that is when everything that we've been desiring and working to manifest truly comes into fruition. And so we want to be aware of that. We want to work with that energy of nourishment. And this is also Spirit saying that Spirit is bringing through for each and every one of us the nourishment that we need and desire. With this 9/9 portal, this full moon, this Mercury retrograde, all of it, all of these big energies, right? And I'm being led to say as well that as we lead up into this energy, this is like a major purge and release for a lot of us. And so we are making way and making room for all of this big fresh energy. And we're going to continue purging, purifying, and releasing throughout the month of September. I mean, really continually, but it's going to be a big energy and theme throughout the month of September. So just really knowing that and understanding that and nourishing yourself as much as you can on all levels of being, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, really working into this. And Spirit is going to bring through the nourishment that we desire and we need as well. So we want to pay attention to the ways that Spirit is bringing through this energy for us, or guiding us to provide ourselves with that nourishment, to take advantage of the nourishment that already exists and is already available to us. Whether this is reaching out and asking for help when we need it, that's coming through for some of us, right? Whatever this is, Spirit's going to be helping us to recognize and identify the nourishment and the opportunities for nourishment that exist all around us. And there's just a lot, like, look at all the fruit on these cards. All right. And fruit represents plenty. It represents bounty. All right. So there's a beautiful spiritual bounty available to us. And see that big, bold moon on this fruition card. I really feel that this full moon energy during this portal, and we know we talk about all the time new moons and full moons being portals in and of themselves. So that makes this like a double portal, right? I wish I had a copy of, I haven't ordered the new galactic calendar yet. I know, shame on me. But I would be curious to see. I would almost bet we have a galactic activation portal on this day as well. Oh, it's all right, Valoria. I'm happy you're here now. You're always right on time. So it's with this portal and this moon, right? It's bringing to fruition something that you have been nourishing within yourself. And that's going to be different. I know, I feel like I say this phrase all the time. That's going to be different for each and every single one of us, right? But what have you been nourishing? And Spirit wants to remind us, and this goes back to the self-talk and the mental energy, right? Whatever we put our attention and focus on is what we're nourishing. So if we are constantly beating ourselves up, we're nourishing a lack of self-love. All right? If we are participating in codependent and toxic energies and cycles, that's what we're nurturing, right? If we are setting boundaries, we're nurturing boundaries. We're nurturing that aspect of self-love. If we're taking that extra energy and time to meditate, we're nurturing our psychic connection. Right? So we're always nurturing something. It's just, are you nurturing something that's going to benefit you or something that's going to be harmful to you? That's what you want to look at. And we want to start, and if we're noticing, if we got boundaries, I didn't even realize, I didn't even read the card. We have boundaries on the bottom of the deck. So that's a big energy, nourishing those boundaries. Boundaries are self-love. Saying no is self-care sometimes. All right. And one of my favorite phrases that I ever heard about the word no is a complete sentence. So simple, right? But so profound. No is a complete sentence. I was definitely one of those people for a long time in my life where I felt the need to always explain myself. Whenever I said no, whenever I did something, I felt like I had to overly explain the reasons behind it and the motivations behind it to people. And then I realized I don't have to explain myself to anyone. Sometimes it's helpful, right? I'm not saying don't ever do that, but I'm saying like, I had to look at why. Why do I feel that need to do that? Why do I feel that need to, and a lot of it stemmed from not wanting people to be upset with me, not wanting people to be disappointed in me. And sometimes that comes from a genuine place, but sometimes that's really honestly a level of manipulation. When we're wanting to control the way that somebody else sees us, right? Let me take a look in the chat here for a second. Let's see. Hello, Monica. And what was the question there, Angel Energy? Hold on. I'm not sure I understand what the question is. Okay. Yeah, it's all about, and that's something that I think has actually been coming up for a lot of us, right? It's like the need for external validation, or the understanding that like the only validation that really matters comes from us. All right, and this energy of not allowing somebody else's opinion of me to dictate my own opinion of me. And a lot of us, hello Baymax, a lot of us, right? We allow other people's opinions to, I mean, from an early age, right? This is just kind of human nature. Other people's opinions of us tend to help to create our own self-image. And so it's realizing that a healthy self-image doesn't come from what other people determine and what other people reflect to us. It has to come from within. Yeah, I figured that's what I felt like, exactly what I felt like you were communicating there, Angel Energy. And it's so important to understand that. It's such a turning point when we can begin to really feel that and begin to really just connect in with that. And I've had a lot of my own journey with that lately, realizing that it's nobody's responsibility to make me feel beautiful. It's nobody's responsibility to make me feel loved. It's my own responsibility, right? And it's so much more profound when that comes from within instead of from an external source. Because, I mean, think about it. I mean, I think a lot of us know, right? Because we've suffered from low self-esteem at one point or another. If we allowed other people's opinions of us to dictate our own opinion of ourselves, we'd be a hot mess all the time, because there's always going to be somebody who wants to cut you down, who has a judgment, who has something, some observation, right, that they want to make about you and point out to you. And of course, we know that that's always, when I point one finger at you, I point three right back at me, right? We know that's actually about them. It's not about us. But if we allow that to be about us, our self-worth is constantly going to be doing this, right? We cannot allow that to be. It has to come from within. And it's a journey to get there. It's a journey that we're all, I mean, like I said, I've been doing more work on that recently myself. It's a journey for each and every single one of us. But it's so rewarding when we can get to that place where the only opinion that really matters is our own. Right? Especially when it comes to us, when it comes to ourselves, when it comes to how we value ourselves. So yeah, there's a lot coming. There's a lot. Just pay attention during this full moon, during this 9/9 portal, to what it is that you're nourishing. Yeah, this is like a cornucopia of just awesomeness coming out right now. So I really love this beautiful, bountiful energy for us. And I think that this boundaries as we move through Mercury retrograde. This is going to be a big, big energy for a lot of us. And what we just talked about with our self-worth, right? That's a boundary thing as well. All right. And it's like the boundary that's coming up right now as we're talking about this example would be setting that boundary with other people when they want to. I feel like somebody, it's like a mother-in-law or something. The energy of mother-in-law just came through. If somebody wants to point things out to us, right? They want to point out like, oh, it looks like you gained a few pounds. Or, oh, it looks like this. Or, oh, you could be doing things like that. Or just whatever it is. Our boundary is, oh, this isn't the boundary card anymore. It's the creation card. Interesting. Our boundary that we set is, hello, Pamela, is saying, you don't get to talk to me like that. If I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. That's a boundary. That's a strong boundary. I don't need you to comment on my appearance. I don't need you to comment on how I keep my household. I don't need your input on how I raise my children. If I want your input, I will ask. And if I don't ask, then feel free to not share. All right, that is a boundary. For some people, I feel like that's a big boundary that people are going to be setting and really learning how to and reinforce. Because remember, the thing about boundaries is setting boundaries is challenging when you've never done it before. But the real challenge is upholding those boundaries after we've set them. Yeah, there's a lot. So I don't think it's a coincidence that I accidentally held up the creation card here. There's a lot of creation potential with this 9/9 portal, with this full moon in Pisces, and Mercury retrograde giving us a new perspective on our creations, right? And in the 9/9 portal video, we talked about the importance of focusing on what we want more of. And this was given to us in an example in relationships. And I put this into practice the other day, and it works really well. It's really cool and really magical, okay? We want to really work on, instead of focusing on like what we wish people would do better, focus on what they do really well. Focus on what we really appreciate about them. And then watch as everything continues to unfurl and open up from that. So we're really, whatever it is that we're wanting to create, Spirit's really wanting us to focus on the good and the positive that we already have. As we focus on the blessings currently in our lives, they are going to continue to multiply. And the energy of this portal is going to allow them to multiply very, very quickly. And that's where we have this fruition coming in. Sorry, Angel, I'm trying to read your next comment, but the comments keep disappearing here. Yep. Yeah, so I apologize for that. Let's see. I mean, you can definitely, we can be friendly and kind to everyone as long as we have an energetic boundary with them. Sometimes those small kindnesses make all the difference in somebody's day, and we don't know how much a little tiny act of kindness can really ripple out. But we want to be careful who we're extending that energy to, because some people can misread that energy. And we don't necessarily want to get involved in that. That can get a little bit sticky sometimes. Hello, Lightmaker, welcome. Yeah, Pamela. And you can just ignore them. That works just as well. But I think it's really powerful when we set those boundaries, right? Because then we don't have to listen to it either. And then we give them the opportunity. You either treat me the way that I am demanding to be treated, or you can exit. You can exit the equation. You can exit the situation, right? All right. What else wants to come out here? Surrender. There's a big, big energy of surrender. And we talked about this in the Virgo season video too, right? This need and this desire to control, which can sometimes be an aspect of Virgo energy. We're being asked to release that need to control. And we're being asked to surrender. Spirit's saying we're being asked to surrender whatever it is that we're clinging to. What are we clinging to? Oh, I love that. I love that, light maker. Free fall style. Exactly. Think of the Fool card in the tarot. What are we clinging to? Where do we have resistance? And this is like, what this is for a lot of us is like resistance to Spirit's plan for us. Where are we resisting our own soul? Because our soul is calling us home right now. Our soul is guiding us. It's guiding us to peace. Right? The lack of peace comes from the resistance. It's the resistance to what is and the resistance to what is to be. Because it is because what is to be is asking us to let go of what was. Spirit's saying we don't have to worry about anything during this. The only thing we need to know during this energy is do what nourishes your soul. Do what brings you peace. And everything else will fall into place. Surrender your need to control. Surrender your need to know. A lot of us, it's this need to know that's getting us in trouble. We don't know how everything's going to turn out. If we make a choice or a decision, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if that was the right one, right? Forgetting that there is no wrong or right one. There's only the decision that leads us to the next experience. Yeah, we have focus. Oh, this is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It's so beautiful. What you put your focus on will grow. That's what this card reminds us and wants to reinforce. Focus on peace. Focus on nourishment. Focus on what you are seeding into being. This is a reminder of the importance of quieting and clearing our minds. I'm going to share a little bit of something that I do, that I've been working through and working on. The butterfly is really significant for me, actually. This butterfly here. First off, butterfly on the third eye. This is a metamorphosis, a psychic metamorphosis, right? An opening up to our spiritual gifts. The butterfly, I feel right now, represents our spiritual gifts. And so if you're seeing butterflies lately, or if you begin seeing butterflies after you see this reading, know that they are a representation of your third eye opening and your psychic gifts expanding, of your own metamorphosis and journey as well. But they really are bringing psychic gifts are a message of activation. But one thing for me, one thing that my brain likes to do, I have I've worked through energies of depression and anxiety and different things my entire life. And the anxiety is something that I constantly work with. And I don't want to say struggle with, but I'm constantly having to be mindful of it. And one of the things that my mind likes to do is it takes little tiny things that I'm afraid of, and I see them in my mind over and over and over again, right? Like on an instant replay. And me knowing and understanding the laws of the universe, I know and understand that I'm going to manifest what I'm thinking about, which just makes me think about it more and puts more of an emotional and energetic charge behind it, right? And so part of how I've been working with the energy of my own mind is every time my mind starts showing me something that I don't want to see and I don't want to bring into manifestation, I turn it into a butterfly in my mind. And I just see a butterfly opening and closing its wings. And that's the way that I'm working on shifting those anxious thoughts. That's the way I'm doing it right now, is through turning the images into butterflies. So I think that this was definitely a message for me, but it was also a message for me to share that, just in case somebody else wants to utilize that. It's reminding us, the butterflies are reminding us we have the power. All right. It's all about how we choose to focus that power. Hello, Pete. Welcome. It's great to see you on here. How do you choose to focus that energy? How do you choose to focus your attention and your intention? And how can we continue as we move through not only this 9/9 portal, not only this full moon, right, but also the Mercury retrograde that's beginning. How do we learn to refocus our mental energy, to really develop a new level of mastery of that mental energy? And as we were talking about acceptance, right? We see that on the bottom of the deck. And we see abundance underneath it. And then release, which is perfect. The acceptance and forgive. Let me know if you guys are still here. I'm running this on my phone, like I said, because my mic, I still have to get hooked up to my new computer. Oh, thank you, Pete. All right, I am back on. Okay. Beautiful. All right, you guys. Thank you for bearing with me. I can't even, we are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, but I can't even fully blame it on that. It's just me and my lack of technical prowess. That's the reason we're doing this on my phone right now, but it's fine. So we had surrender come through. We had acceptance come through, and we talked about forgiveness in that 9/9 portal video. All right, these are huge energies. These are what we call virtues. All right. Forgiveness is a virtue. Surrender is a virtue. And so in Theta healing, which is one of the modalities that I practice, we have an understanding that one of the things that our soul is here to do is to develop these virtues over lifetimes. And think about it. When you think of an ascended master, right? And we talk about the energy of sorry, I wasn't flipping you guys off. I just had an itch. We talk about the energy of ascended masters, right? As essentially having incarnated on earth enough times to master their soul lessons and then ascend to the next level of being or consciousness. All right. And so what they've done is they have developed all of these virtues. That's what an ascended master has done, has mastered all of these virtues that we come to earth to learn. And so that's what I'm feeling: surrender, acceptance, and I keep wanting to pull in the abundance energy, because this is what's creating the abundance for us, is the development of these virtues, really honing these virtues, really practicing this art of surrender, right? Active surrender, practicing acceptance, accepting what, and once again, we talked about the energy, the relationship energy, right? See how these two hands are reaching for each other? This is really, I feel, reinforcing this energy of focusing on the things that we love about the people in our lives. Focusing on the good instead of the flaws and watching that multiply. Accepting one another for where we are in our soul's journey. Not judging ourselves or another for where we are in that process. This is also accepting help. That energy came through, and this energy is coming back again. Notice these hands are reaching out for each other, and it looks like a portal behind them. Are you accepting? Are you willing to accept the wisdom of your soul? Are you willing to accept your role on the planet at this time? Ooh. That this is what this portal is asking you. Are you willing to and ready to accept your blessings? It's like an electric charge going between these hands, right? I love you so much, Pamela. All right. There is a charge. There is an electricity that is generated by these connections that we're making with each other, but these connections come through the ability to practice acceptance. Oh, I bet. There's just, this card is really powerful right now. I'm trying to feel into all of the energy of this. There's like petals. There's doves coming out here. This is our journey of self-love, right? This journey of self-love that has allowed us and prepared us to experience true love with others, right? Knowing there is no other, right? But in this experience, in this hologram, we experience ourselves as the other. But there's this energy of all of the work that we have done. And this isn't, so Spirit's taking us back right now. We're not even worrying about acceptance of others right now. This is about acceptance of self. For all those who are longing for love, right? The experience of love with another. Can you accept and love yourself? All acceptance starts with the self. And that is only when we experience true love and acceptance from another. Oh my God, there's just so much with this card right now, you guys. This is self-acceptance, which blossoms into connection. This is accepting our gifts. And this goes back to that Virgo season video. My throat is acting up right now, you guys. So there's somebody that needs to speak something. There's some energy with the throat chakra going on for something that I'm channeling right now. And it's relating back to forgiveness, I feel like. But it's like, are we willing to accept our spiritual gifts, to accept our path, our purpose? In order to do this, we have to feel worthy of that. All right, in order to experience love, in order to really walk our path with purpose, to walk our path of purpose with purpose, we have to have this energy of worthiness. We have to know that we are worthy of that. And that backtracks right to that Virgo season video and that Virgo new moon video. If you guys didn't watch those, check those out. It's that energy of being worthy. One of those, I think, says you are worthy in the title. I can't remember which one. I think it's the Virgo new moon. And remember, these full and new moons, they are counterparts to each other. So that new moon in Virgo is the counterpart to this full moon in Pisces that we're experiencing during the 9/9 portal. Yeah, this feels like a twin flame energy, angel energy. But it's not. It's the understanding of once we have come to the acceptance of the fact that we are our own twin flame, we have truly loved, accepted, and unified within ourselves. That's when that comes through and there's a connection to another that can be experienced. But this is also, there's Uranian energy here too. These are the transmissions coming through from our soul. Are you willing to accept the transmissions coming through from your own soul? The energy of this portal, and this is a 4 card, wants to offer us so much, but we have to be willing to accept. We have to know how to receive. Are you open to receive? And I think that that's a beautiful mantra for this portal. I am open to receive. Practice saying that. Say that to Spirit. Say that multiple times a day. I am open to receive. We have the beginnings card here. As we said, beautiful, exactly. I am open to receive. The endings beget the beginnings. See how it's winter all around? And then we see this beautiful summer's day. Somebody, it's like we're releasing and walking out of an energy that felt very barren and cold into something fresh, something new. I'm also feeling like this is the new moon card. So I'm really feeling like that new moon was the beginning of this crescendo of energy. Really pay attention to what's come up for you since that new moon, what you have been releasing and working through, working for and working toward. I'm going to pull an Akashic Tarot card for everyone. Clear. What do we need to know about this 9/9 energy? What do we need to know? For those of you who are just tuning in now, I wanted to do this live stream because this energy, in the 9/9 portal video, I mentioned that the Mercury retrograde begins on the 9/9 portal. But I failed to mention or fully comprehend, I guess you could say, that the full moon in Pisces is also on 9/9. So this is so much energy all at once. It's massive. And like I said, we're not going to get into the individual relationships unless Spirit directs us there during this reading, during this live stream. But I am going to do a pick-a-pile for relationships because that's a huge focus of this energy. We're really closing out. Where did you have a relationship that made you feel barren and cold? And are you ready to leave the frozen tundra for warmer pastures? Have you learned everything that you were meant to learn? Are you ready to graduate from that energy? Spirit's saying if you're ready to let that go, now is the time. You have everything you need. You've learned everything you needed to learn. You don't have to hold on to that anymore. Don't hold on to that energy. Don't stay frozen. For a lot of people, I feel like our hearts are wanting to have been frozen for a long time, and we thought that they were open, but we're realizing that there was still a lot of pain within us that kept our hearts closed. And that energy is thawing now. And we have this opportunity to really release and really open our hearts to a level that we hadn't before, that we hadn't been able to before. But it's like there is this final burst of pain. And this comes back to the butterfly, the metamorphosis, right? There's this final burst of pain that has to be broken through in order for our hearts to fully crack open. And so it's about surrendering to that, allowing that final, that pain to be purged so that we can move forward from there. So that we can fully emerge as the butterflies that we are, right? That we are meant to be. It's like there's a level of pain that we still hadn't wanted to experience yet. And because of that, because we were subconsciously pulling ourselves back whenever that, it's like a layer within our heart centers that was where that deepest pain was buried. And subconsciously, without us even realizing it, every time we started to skim the layer of that, we would pull ourselves back. And now that's fully breaking open. Exactly, Lightmaker. Now that's fully ready to break open, but we have to be willing to move through that energy, to move through that pain. But it's like, Spirit wants me to put it to you like this. If we're always approaching it and then pulling back again, we're constantly in pain. We're just not in that much pain, right? We haven't dove fully into it so that we can heal it, but we've approached it just enough. We've started to skim the surface and then back away. But that leaves us in a constant state of like mild to moderate discomfort or pain. When if we would just be willing to dive into it for that last time, it would be a lot, but it would be over before we knew it. Right? So we're prolonging that suffering by kind of like, it's like the analogy of when you're swimming and the water's kind of cold. Do you dive in head first or do you slowly submerge your body? I'm one of those people that slowly submerges my body, and it's ridiculous. It's so much better to dive right in because then it hits you all at once and then you're good. That's kind of like what this energy is. Quantum free fall surrender. I love that, Lightmaker. All right, so we got some cards on the table here. We have the Queen of Scrolls. And this would be like the Queen of Swords, I believe, in the traditional deck. But she feels very much to me in this card like the High Priestess. I'm getting a High Priestess feel here. Something that was written will now come to pass. or has now come to pass. This is like your Akash right here, your Akashic records that she's holding. This is your story. And there's another aspect of your story, your soul's truth, that's getting ready to be revealed to you. During this portal, during this energy, the High Priestess is ready to reveal something that she's kept secret, that has been kept secret for quite some time. And notice the light in the third eye there. This is what I'm talking about. There's a major third eye activation going on. We have the light of the world here. I've never gotten this card before. This card is really interesting. Look at this man here. Can you see that? Is the camera focusing? He's like pointing his fingers like this, and he's pointing that way, which is really interesting. And then you got this little boy here staring at this cat. Really interesting card. I feel like, I mean, right away, this feels like spirit kind of pointing the way. Or like somebody, like we're being given an opportunity during this portal to be, it's like spirit, our guides, are pointing us in the direction, our soul, right? Because a lot of people say our guides, everything that we experience as other, is really our own higher selves bringing through guidance for us. We're being guided in a certain direction, but it's not. I mean, the way this old man is, it's not. It's very playful. It's like he's offering the way, but he's not pushy. There's not a pushy energy at all. It's like our future selves. Oh, that's interesting. Our future selves, right? Which would be another way of saying our higher selves, but it has a different kind of feel to it. Pointing us in the direction that we're meant to go, but we have to be open to listen to it. Because they will light the way. They are lighting the way. It's almost like I can see our future selves as like holding this lantern and kind of walking, and we can see the lantern, and the light from the lantern is sort of illuminating the path forward of where we're meant to go right now. Really leading the way toward our dreams. So pay attention to the little nudges from your soul on and around this time. Oh, interesting. I got, not only is this you, this is you too. So this is our past selves, this is our future selves. And they're both guiding us. All of ourselves, right? All the different versions of ourselves, the different aspects of ourselves. Our inner child is guiding us. Yeah, Katie, was that Katie? Let me see here. Yes, hold that thought. And I'll leave some room at the end if a couple people want to ask questions, want to donate and ask a question. I'll leave a little bit of time for that at the end. But this is our future, our past selves, our inner child for many, right? And our future selves, both seeking to guide us, both seeking to commune with us during this portal to give us guidance on the way forward. And the cat is interesting too. The cat energy may resonate for someone. I also want to read into this Light of the World card here. because I've never gotten this before. But this has a lot to do with, it's like something that we were missing that needs integration. Some wisdom. Let's see. Your divine being is trying to get your attention. All it takes is a moment of your awareness to open the door. So this asks us to take that time to listen to our higher self, to notice when our higher self is sending us these transmissions, these nudges, right? Because like we said, it's not obnoxious. Our higher self is not going to wave its arms like this. I mean, it might if it really, really needs to, right? But it's gonna be quiet. It's going to be I don't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but you guys know what I mean. It's subtle. It's gonna be subtle. So are you open to listen? Are you open to receive? And I love this. You can make every day sacred by going within. Once you do, you will know a radiant and greater power in every step and with every word. You will be able to bring this magnificent force to your world, changing your life forever. So take that time to pay attention to how your soul is trying to guide you. Take that time in meditation to connect with your inner child, with your past or future self, because they have information for you. But you're not going to get it if you're too busy to stop and receive the answer. I feel like there's a lot of us who've been asking a lot of questions, but we haven't been taking the time lately to receive the answers. All right, let's see. Yep, more energy about the harvest too. This card, inverted, represents autumn. It represents the harvest. And this card represents bounty and harvest as well. So there's a lot of this beautiful energy. It's like your soul's trying to lead you towards your harvest, towards your bounty, towards your nourishment, toward fruition. All we have to do during this portal is tune into our higher selves and let them guide us. And like we said, integrate these aspects of our soul's light. With this willow here too, I feel like somebody, if you have a willow tree, or if you notice a willow tree, I feel like this is so funny, but I feel like there is quite literally a willow tree that wants to connect with somebody, that has some sort of wisdom or guidance to offer you if you sit at its base and meditate. Share energy with it. Maybe it has energy it wants to share with you. Nature, like, see how technicolor nature looks in this card? Nature is alive right now. Gaia is receiving so much high voltage energy, and she wants to share it with us, period. So take the time to commune with her. All right, what do we want to close with here for this portion of the live? Yeah, I want to close with a Starseed Oracle card for you guys. Clear. Let's get some closing guidance for my starseeds and light workers from the Starseed Oracle. Oh yeah, beautiful. Yes, do that. Really commune with the trees and commune with nature. It's always advisable, but especially during this portal, during this energy. Autumn is traditionally the season of harvest, so here in the Northern Hemisphere, we are beginning to transition into autumn. All right. This is our closing guidance from the Starseed Oracle. Trust the timing. Trust the wave you came in on. Time is not running out. So this is a reminder to trust divine timing all around right now. I'm going to read this from the deck since it's our closer, if I can find it. Sometimes it's hard to find the cards. They have them organized kind of weird in here. Usually my right ear goes out, but my left ear just went out, and there's a ringing there, so that's interesting. It's in the left ear today. Trust in divine timing. It's much easier said than done. Believe me, I know. And so this says, so often those who feel like they're here for a reason sense that time is running out, and they spend their life worrying that they might miss their moment. But the only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it. It's never too late to answer a calling, and you're never too old. I want to repeat that, all right? The only way to miss your life or your moment is to spend your time worrying about missing it, right? Because that takes you out of presence. And when you're not present, you're missing everything. Okay? The tides of your life are magnificently orchestrated to come in and out in perfect unison. Don't race ahead and ride a wave that was never meant for you. You'll waste your precious time and energy when instead you could be enjoying your life. Everything has a season, and you're being called to trust the one you're in. No coincidence that we got a card with 2 seasons on it, right? Trust the season you're in. Let's see. Don't let impatience, comparison, competition, or paranoia disturb the seeds. It seems that everyone has anxiety these days, constantly scanning for something they might have missed or a possible threat. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. And let me read that again, because I read that and I made it come out funny the way I read it. Keeping our mind and body pointed in the same direction as our soul is near impossible at such reactive speeds. So essentially, the only way to remain in alignment with your soul is to slow down. Right now, you're being reminded to take a breath and trust the wave you came in on. To trust the season you're in. Time isn't running out. There's plenty of time. There's no rush, and it's never too late. Okay? And it's funny, when they talked about trust the wave you came in on, I thought about Dolores Cannon and the waves of souls, right? Trust the wave you came in on, Starseed. Time is not running out. We have all the time in the world. And then it's no coincidence, I think, that I'm sorry was on the bottom of the deck. We're talking about the healing and forgiveness, right? All right, you guys. Clear. So I think I wanted to make sure that we moved through that collective portion of the reading. If you do have, I believe Katie was asking if she could ask a question. So yes, I do have time to answer a couple questions. If someone wants to donate through the super chat, I can absolutely do that for you. Enjoy the moment and trust the process. Exactly, Maverick. Exactly. I think we all forget that, right? Because we all get into that mode. We all get into that mode where we are constantly thinking about, right? What do they call it? FOMO, fear of missing out. We're worrying about what we're missing out on. We're thinking about what happened yesterday and how we could have done something better. We're thinking about what might or might not happen tomorrow. And sort of in that anxious state about like, what do I need to do in order to ensure that like I have a better tomorrow? How about we focus on having a beautiful today? Right? When we're living in the past and future, we're not in the present. And if we're not in the present moment, we're missing everything because it's only happening right now. Your life is only happening right now. And I need this reminder just as much as anyone. And during Virgo season, with these Virgo energies, we all need this reminder. Because Virgo energy, yeah, exactly, Pete. Because Virgo energy can get very caught up in the mind. It is a Mercury-ruled sign. All right, a Mercury-ruled sign that we are experiencing. We got the sun in a Mercury-ruled sign during Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograding into Virgo, right? From Libra into Virgo, into a sign that it rules. and starting out in an air sign. All right, so there's a whole lot of mind energy going on, a whole lot of mind energy, and we can't be present in our relationships if we're focused on the past or the future either, right? All right, let me see here. Oh, thank you, Jamie. Much appreciated. Oh, hello, Free Lion. Thank you, beautiful. Any general guidance? All right. And we'll see whatever comes through. Remember, what we read for one person, we read for everybody is probably going to be able to relate on some way, shape, or form, in some way, shape, or form. Clear. Because we're all connected, right? I used to, so my mentor for many years, Glenn Jones, I mention him sometimes, I quote him sometimes. Him and his partner Heidi have a channel, Glenn and Heidi's Healing Heart. I'm not sure how active they are on it right now, but they're great to be able to connect with. He used to hold, or he still does. I haven't been able to make it in quite some time. We live in different states, but he holds healing circles at his house. They hold them together now. And every time that somebody would be processing something or something would be coming up, he would make sure to remind us that it was never by coincidence. So what's for one is for all. So what's some general guidance for Jamie? Let's get some general guidance for Jamie right now. I wanted to pull from the Starseer's Tarot to start. Oh. Girl, get the Two of Cups coming out for you. So there's some energy of partnership connection here. Tell me more about this. So this is guidance around partnership, around soul connections. It's blended though. You see how these hands are blending, the blending of the energies. Like it's creating, that rainbow is coming from the blending of their energies. So this, to me, what this feels like for you, Jamie, is I love you too. I wouldn't just put this toward romantic. I would say in general right now, Spirit is saying, look where you can blend your energies with others in order to create something even more beautiful than what you might be able to create alone. Look at the ways you draw into your life, where you are drawing into your life with this portal. Energies that are synergistic energies. Look at the synergy between you and the people you're around. And look what that's creating. And because there's some really beautiful things that can be created right now through this energy. And it's interesting that two more cards came out when I shuffled. We had the Six of Swords and the Three of Swords here. And the Six of Swords was inverted. And so if there is, I feel like during this portal or this retrograde, you may also notice or realize that there is energies that you thought you had processed, and I'm feeling like this is going to be true for a lot of people. This is not specific just to Jamie right now. So this is going to resonate for a lot of people. There are going to be heartbreaks and pain from the past that resurfaces where you thought that you had moved on from something or someone, or the experience, the pain, betrayal, whatever it was. That energy, that heartbreak is coming to the surface to be cleared on a deeper level during this portal. And part of why that is so that you can experience, for people who are wanting to manifest love, abundance, especially love and just abundance and prosperity in all areas of your life, peace of mind even. Until this energy came back up and was fully released, you weren't going to be able to do this. So this is clearing the slate so that you can experience this on a deeper level in a much more healthier manner than you had before. And for some people, there may be a person from the past that comes back up, whether it's just in your mind and heart space, or in your physical reality. Or maybe somebody that I'm feeling initiates or triggers this coming to the surface. This could be triggered by a person for some, or it's just by the energies itself. I'm feeling like you might even meet somebody and this person is good for you, but they trigger this past pain again so that you can move through it. Let me see confirmation on that. The Hermit, yeah. There's an awakening here. So it could even be through meeting somebody that you really connect with, that then just the connection itself triggers this, even if it's not the same as the past, just because even if it's good, the goodness of it triggers this pain and awakens you to what's ready to be healed. There's something really deep that's healing during this portal and this energy in order to prepare you for the love that you seek. Yeah, you resonate with that? Okay. All right. And then did somebody else donate here? Oh, that was you twice, Jamie. Oh, I love you. And there's going to be a powerful level of awakening for everyone during this portal. I just heard rude awakenings for some. But however it happens, right? What do they say sometimes? The truth will set you free, but first it's going to piss you off. That may happen for some people. There may be anger purging and coming to the surface as well, so that it can be released. And so just notice if this is happening to you, and we're going beyond love and relationships into anything right now. Notice where you're being triggered, right? Like, we all want to be really cognizant of this. Is my reaction to this situation, am I overreacting, I guess, would be the simplest way to put it. And overreacting sounds like a judgment. Like, I don't like the energy of the word overreacting. But that's kind of like, is my response to this situation overblown? Right? And that's when we know that it's triggering a wound. When we react in an extreme way to a trigger. But that's that deep, deep wound, that deep, dark stuff, that layer. Remember we talked about that deep layer that we've been skimming the surface of for a really long time, that we're bursting through during this portal and this energy? That's that layer being triggered. So that we can come to a much more powerful level of awakening and really clear that once and for all. So if we notice ourselves being overly triggered by people and situations, we really want to step back and identify where that's coming from. Triggered by a psychopath, absolutely. Absolutely, Pete. I mean, psychopaths are great. I will say that. Psychopaths are great. Narcissists are great. People with personality disorders in general are really great because they are incredibly triggering, and they cause that reaction in us, right? They are capable of doing that. They're experts at it. Like they're essentially professionals at triggering people. And so they really reveal those wounds that want to be healed get revealed real quick. So I have great gratitude to the psychopaths and the narcissists that I've had in my life for triggering me and getting me to move through energies real quick that it might have taken a long time for me to move through otherwise. Yeah. Yeah, so pay attention to your triggers. Because this portal is giving you that opportunity. It's saying, you see this? You see this wound popping back up again? We can heal this for good. We can heal this for good if you're ready to go in 100%. If you're ready to dive into this energy, we can heal it so that you are never triggered by this again. Because that's the thing. When we are finally fully healed, it doesn't trigger us anymore. And that's when we really take back our power. when we can no longer be triggered because that wound is completely healed, that person, that energy has zero power over us anymore. They're not able to steal our energy. And that's the thing about psychopaths and narcissists. And this includes like the psychopaths and narcissists that run this world, right? That think they run this world and are getting their own rude awakening right now, right? As we take our power back. When they're able to trigger us, they're able to feed off of our energy. Anytime they get an emotional reaction out of us, they are feeding off of our energy. They don't even have to know. We can have this emotional reaction to them completely in private. And they don't even have to be aware consciously. But they're still able to, even if we don't voice it, even if we don't show it to anybody, including them in the outside, they're still able to feed off of our energy if they are getting that reaction, because it's the emotional energy that they're feeding off of, right? It's the psychic energy. So when we take our power back, when we heal those wounds, they can't feed off of us anymore. Their supply is gone. And what does a parasite do without a supply? It ceases to exist. That's why it's so important to pull away, to pull out away our, I won't so it's to pull out, to remove our attention and our reactivity to the media, to the news, to all of these dark entities and energies that are harvesting our energy. They're only doing it because they're harvesting our fear. They're harvesting our resentment, our fear, our anger. When we can observe them without reacting to them, they don't have any more supply. Everything that they do, everything that they show you in the news is there to prompt a reaction. All right? It's there to prompt an emotional reaction so that they can feed off of that energy. When we can cultivate awareness without the emotional charge, that's when we're able to really take our power back on a collective, massive scale. Yes, thank you so much. Advice on moving forward. All right. Well, we got the 8 of Wands that was popping out here, which is momentum and movement. So I feel like Spirit was feeling your question before you even asked it. Or you probably asked it as that card came out. I mean, before I even pull cards here, and just looking into this 8 of Wands card, what I'm really feeling Spirit saying right now is follow what are you passionate about? Follow what makes you passionate. Even if, say, like, you're trying to move forward from a relationship or something, still, follow what makes you passionate. Allow that to light and guide your way. What lights you up right now? Focus on what brings you joy. Instead of, a lot of us, like, we feel like, and there is sometimes for people an energy of mourning the past, right? When we're moving on from something. Thank you, Maverick. So much love to you. There is an energy of that sometimes we do need to mourn the past. But Spirit's saying don't spend too much time trying to analyze and understand what's happened. Do something. Do something. Do something that makes you feel good. Let's get some more energy on this. Do something and communicate. All right, so Spirit is saying, like, if you need to talk about and process out loud the changes that you're going through and the things that you're letting go of and releasing, definitely do that. All right, that's going to be cathartic for you, communicating that, getting that out in some way. Whether that's writing that down, speaking that to another person, whatever it is. But also get moving. Do something that lights you up. Take up a new hobby that really gets you going. Right? Like, don't allow yourself to stay sitting in energy. Let's see what else here. We got the Five of Swords coming out with the Six of Pentacles. Okay, what I'm feeling is, and how do you say that? Is it Siorna? I want to look back up here. Sumaya. Oh, that's beautiful. Sumaya. Don't listen to that voice in your head. I feel like there's a voice, like your own inner, there's like a voice in your own mind that's talking to you, that's telling you that you're not good enough. And I feel like there are possibly other people in your life who have told you the same thing, and that voice is just mimicking what you were taught. Like maybe you were even taught this as a child. There's a voice that's telling you you're not good enough, you're not going to make it, you're not going to succeed. It's like you felt very small. And there's somebody, and part of this energy is your own inner self-talk. But part of this energy may be another person as well, right? Or multiple people in your reality maybe, who wanted you to feel small. And so the biggest obstacle to moving on is you. It's believing the things that you were taught. About yourself that aren't true. Right? And this came up in the reading today too. This energy of not believing, not basing our self-image on what others, on the perceptions of others. But regardless of why this self-talk started, it's like you want to liberate yourself from that. This is a process of you liberating yourself from yourself, essentially. Yes, from other people, perhaps from one person in particular, but from yourself. And that's why getting moving and doing something is going to be helpful, because it gets you out of your head. It gets you out of being stuck in this head energy. And possibly listening to other people. I feel like there's other people maybe who like want to convince you or tell you what to do. And they want to tell you to do things that are contrary to what you intuitively know that you should do. It almost feels to me like, and is there a person specifically that you're trying to move away from? Because I feel like there's somebody who looks really good to people. And so it's almost like people would be like, well, why would you do that? Or why would you leave this person? Or why would you say that about this person? Like they have a really good image. Or there are people, it almost feels like, you know, when like you date someone that your mother really likes, and then you break up, and your family is like, feels like it's a personal thing because they're so attached to that person. And with this Six of Pentacles here, I'm feeling almost like they there's an energy here of feeling guilty for receiving. I'm feeling guilty for, like somebody who guilt trips somebody into like, I did this for you, so you need to do this for me. Or like you wouldn't be who you are or where you are if it wasn't for me. So you owe me that energy. And it's like, this energy, yeah, there is that energy, obligation, that would be the good word for it, right? This energy of obligation, it's like when somebody does something for you, but they do it for selfish purposes so they can hold it over your head. That kind of an energy is what I'm feeling. Hello, hold on, I think that was, who did I just see pop in there? Hello, Nora. Coming into union with a twin flame concept, or coming into union with somebody that sees themselves as your twin flame. I don't even necessarily want to say that you see as your twin flame. I want to say like sees himself as your twin flame. I don't know. Or is it the whole idea of twin flames in general? Because we talk about this a lot, right? This energy and this knowledge that we are our own twin flame. The outer twin flame journey is just a manifestation of the inner journey, right? People get so caught up in the outer manifestation of it, right? That they drown in that energy. But we have the Empress coming out for you. This is new beginnings. This is birth. This is just fertility and gorgeousness. So I feel really positive energy for you in general right now. Like there's an energy of you really, I feel like this is you embodying like your inner goddess. So I feel like this is what Spirit wants you to focus on right now. It's really cultivating this energy of falling in love with yourself, of nourishing yourself, of like birthing your own creations. Because there's something that wants to be birthed within you. There's something that wants to be birthed within you. And it would be very abundant. It would bring a lot of abundance into your life. But it's like something that, once again, it's this energy of someone trying to talk you out of something or put doubt in your mind. And like I said, I think some of this doubt comes from you are talking yourself out of something. But there's like reasons why you do this. And I feel like those reasons, those core wounds of why you would doubt yourself, that's what's wanting to be healed during this portal so that you can come into this energy. And I think we all do this. Like I said, all of these readings are for everybody. Okay, so where is it that our own inner critic talks us out of taking the risks? Tries to talk us into staying the same. Instead of being reborn. Where does that little voice pop up inside of each and every single one of us that tells us you can't do that, you can't say that, you can't be that, right? Who are you to be so beautiful? Who are you to be so brilliant, so charming, so successful, right? We all have to wrestle with that inner voice and really put it to bed once and for all by healing the energies, the core wounds that created that voice, and walking away from all that doesn't serve to bring us into this energy. Everything that detracts from us being in this energy and fully embodying this energy, our own inner Empress. Let's see. Do you feel like that answered your question at all? Got the Tower popping through here. Was that at all helpful, Sumaya? Sumaya, I like that. That's, I don't know what the pronunciation is of your name, but I like Sumaya. Let me know how you pronounce that. Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure there's a lot of different stuff that was coming through there. So I wanted to make sure some of it was helpful. Clear. All right, you guys, I love you very much. I want to decompress here for a few minutes and then hopefully get maybe the relationship pick-a-pile done next. Like I said, there's a lot of videos I want to get done for you guys. We got to get the Mercury retrograde video done too. But I did want to come and connect with you guys live for a little bit because I do miss that connection when we're able to do these lives. Take the U out and say it like Somya. Somya. Oh, that's beautiful too. I love it. I love unique names like that. Somya. 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 All right. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. You guys are all amazing. I hope that you are feeling these energies. I hope that you are purging and releasing everything that needs to be purged and released. It's a lot. I've been feeling it too. There's been days where I've been just absolutely beside myself, just releasing energies and going through this process. And yeah, so trust me, I get it. I understand. You guys, I think I was saying this, I don't know if this was in like conversation with somebody or on Facebook or something, but I was saying something along the lines of like, you guys get the best of me on here. Like I come on to do these lives and to make these videos for you guys when I'm feeling the best in my energy. That is not all the time. All right, I have been struggling just as much as everybody else with these energies, especially, you know, with all the postpartum hormones and everything going on around that, adjusting to having a newborn, adjusting to so many changes on every level of my being. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. And so I don't want anyone to think that just the way that they see me on here when I'm smiling and laughing with you guys and I seem like I'm just really just cruising on these energies, like that's how it is all the time. It's not. All right, we are all going to have our highs and our lows, and it is perfect. It's all perfect. All right, every single part of that experience is necessary. That energy of diversity that keeps coming up, that's what's being reminded. That's what I'm being reminded of right now. Hello, Isha, I love you, beautiful. It's the diversity of our experience, right? The contrast that provides. So we're all struggling and we're all thriving, and it comes and goes in different moments. So just keep hanging in there. Just have as much appreciation for those beautiful moments, for those highs as you can. And have as much appreciation as you can for those lows. Just know that they are clearing and making space, that they are necessary in order to release, in order to really feel what we need to feel in order to heal. All right, you guys. And just know that a lot of that too, we're feeling a lot of collective energies also. Okay, so being as empathic as we are, we're feeling a lot of those collective energies. So sometimes some of that may not even be yours. And some of it is, and we know it's ours because we can connect it to, ooh, that's that inner child crying out for attention or love right now. Ooh, that's that wound from such and such, right? We can feel when it's ours. And sometimes it's not. And that's just when we have those general waves of energy and emotion that wash over us. We don't need to understand it. All right? We just need to, it's not our responsibility to understand. What we need to understand, we will. All right? So if we don't understand it, don't worry about that. Just feel it. Just let it wash through you, wash over you and through you. Utilize your resources. My friend Tommy and I were talking about this the other day. We have so many tools in our spiritual toolbox that sometimes we completely forget about them and we don't utilize them at all until we realize that we're drowning. Okay, so check. This is a time to go back through that checklist. What are the tools in my spiritual toolbox? What are the habits and routines that I've been letting slide that I can really put back into greater practice now in order to navigate these highs and lows? In order to navigate these energies with the most ease and grace possible. All right, and start utilizing some of those. Start using your tools. And if you're finding that what you're feeling and experiencing is greater than the amount of tools that you have in order to process and move through it, then it's time to add some new tools to that toolbox. Spirit's saying if everybody can receive some energy work right now, that would be great. I'm not currently taking clients. I will be soon. So if you'd like to be added to my wait list, email me. But it's not even just us seeing like a healer or an energy therapist or whatever. Nature can be your energy therapist. All right. A healing, a light language meditation or a guided meditation. A dunk in some salt water. All right, there's tons of things that can be energy therapy. Working with color, working with sound. So find something that works for you. And if you don't have a tool yet, if you don't have something that works yet, discover it. Right? Put that intention out there to find the next thing that's going to be helpful for you. As I shared, movement is something that came through for me. Grounding and movement. Just figure out what works best for you. All right, you guys. I love you so much. I appreciate you so much. I'm so glad that you're all here. I hope that you enjoyed this live stream. I am going to do my best to get on here whenever I next can to do a live stream. Like I said, I got a little bit of content I want to shoot that's going to take priority over that first. We can get all that out by 9/9, then we can do another live stream. But you guys are incredible. I love you. I appreciate you so very, very, very much. And yeah, I'll talk to you all very soon. Now bear with me again as I figure out how to sign off of this live stream, because I haven't done this on my phone before too. Let's see. Maybe just the X button. Is that going to do it? I don't know. We're going to try this and see what happens. I love you guys. Thank you for stopping in. Yep, that's going to do it. That little button. All right, you guys. So much love, so much gratitude for each and every